I'm joined now by Ohio Republican Congressman Jim Jordan, one of the founders of the House Freedom Caucus. Congressman, good to see you again.
You too.
What's your sense of it today? This motion to proceed passed with the help of the vice president. Yeah. Where do you think it goes now?
Good sign, and I think we'll get a bill at some point, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Right, but you see what's already happening in the exchanges, right? With the talk of HHS not passing, not continuing to subsidize the insurance companies, even more of them are pulling out, and rates are going up.
I see what's happening in the exchanges under Obamacare in
It's happening under Trump care. It's happening now too. You know that
there is no Trump care. There's Obamacare.
But
everything we were told about that bill when it passed turned out to be false.
Representative, you know about the subsidies to the insurance companies, right? You know that just this talk of not continuing to offer those subsidies to the insurance companies is causing some of them to pull out. So it's getting worse.
No, here's what I know. Obamacare has caused all kinds of problems. Premium prices going up, deductibles going up. People can't afford, if they can afford the premiums, can't afford the deductibles. In a county I represent in the 4th District of Ohio, there are no plans offered in the exchange right now. I know what CBO first told us. They said there would be 21 million people on Obamacare today. There are 9. So that's what I know,
right,
and that's what I'm trying to give relief from. And then we had elections in 10, 14, and 16 about this very issue, and now I'm saying,
Donald Trump yesterday at 3 o'clock lied and went out there and said under this plan the premiums are going to go down. You know that there's no chance premiums are going down except for that Cruz amendment. The House bill did not have anything that represented chances of premiums going down. They may have had a chance of premiums going up by less, but absolutely not down.
Ali, look, I don't always agree with what CBO says. In fact, we had an op-ed piece just a couple days ago that criticized so many of their estimates.
But do you think they're in the wrong direction? You can disagree with the numbers, but do you think that they're...
CBO did say with our bill, with the MacArthur Amendment and what we fought for as conservatives, they did say under our bill, premiums would begin to come down. That's what we were focused on doing. In the Senate version, with the Cruz Amendment in there, premiums will begin to come down for people in the small group and individual market. So I believe that people outside of CBO have said the same thing. That's why we want the Cruz Amendment to be in the bill when it comes back to the House or the bill that comes out of conference. So yeah, we do think premiums need to come down because they went up so much under Obamacare, 3 and 4 times what they were before Obamacare.
But that's just not true. Important. That's just not true,
yes,
Congressman.
It is true.
No, that's just not true. You and I have these discussions, but they're not.
A 27-year-old single person used to be able to get a policy for about $100 a month. Today, that same individual is paying $300-400 a month.
I'm an economics journalist. I can't deal in macro numbers. I'm sure you know somebody for whom that happened, and I'm sure you know somebody for whom the premium went up.
This is talking to people who sell health insurance, who are in that business. They know what goes on because they're in that business. Go talk to them.
But that's just not true.
It is true.
It's just not true. It's not true.
Yes, it is.
Premium increases slowed under Obamacare. You have to look at it in chunks. Look at it over 5 years and look at it before. Well, you and I keep having this conversation. I don't understand where you're getting your numbers from, sir.
Here's what's true.
Where are you getting? Just tell me where you're getting. I'll pull up the study. I've got the internet here.
I'm talking to real people.
Just tell me. Tell me where you get this information. But real people is not
in the 4th District of Ohio who I get the privilege of representing. Tell me that there are no plans today in the small group and individual market.
That's not actually the full story.
I know lots of families whose premiums went up. I talk to them every day when I'm out across our district.
Do you know any of the people who were under Medicaid expansion who didn't have to pay for health care now because they couldn't afford it and got covered under that? Do you know anybody who had a pre-existing condition who got insurance because they couldn't before Obamacare? Do you think health care in America was really fantastic before the Affordable Care Act?
All I'm saying is it was better and more affordable before the Affordable Care Act. I know that. And all I'm saying is everything they told. So they told us that if you like your doctor, keep your doctor. We know that wasn't true. Like your plan, keep your plan. That wasn't true. They told us that premiums will go down. That wasn't true. They told us deductibles will go down. That wasn't true. They told us the website was actually going to work. That wasn't true. They told us the website was secure. That wasn't true. They told us emergency room visits would decline. That didn't happen. They told us these co-ops, they created 23 co-ops. They were going to be wonderful. 18 of them already went bankrupt. So everything they told us turned out to be false.
But sir, that's just not true. You itemized a really good list, Congressman, of things that didn't work. I don't know if you
remember the guy named Jonathan Gruber caught on tape telling us that they lied to us, telling us, confessing their sin that they actually lied to us?
You've outlined a lot of things, but
that's not outlining. That's telling the truth. Those are the facts.
But you've obscured the one big one, and that is about costs. Right? I hear you about the website. I hear you about keeping your doctor.
But the fact is, any family, and they will tell you.
But that's not true, Congressman. It's just not true that you can talk to any family and find that. That's all I'm trying to say to you. If you show me what you're basing your stuff on, you live in one state, sir. There are a lot of Americans. You don't talk to even a fraction of them.
I talked to a whole bunch of them in the 4th District of Ohio, I'll tell you that. And they know what I stood for when I ran for office in 10, when I ran for office in 14, and certainly what I told them I was going to do on November 8, 2016. And I think, as I said at the start of our conversation here, I think it's always important to remember what you told them and do what you said and keep your promises.
All right.
That's what we're focused on doing.
I hear you. I guess my point is that what you have told your constituents is important differs from what other Republicans think is important in coming up with a better health care system, which I understand you're trying to do.
They all voted for it. We all voted for it.
That was easy to vote. When you're not in government, it's really easy to vote to repeal things.
And Ali, that's what voters hate. That's what they hate. Oh, you can vote for it when it doesn't count, but now when it counts, you can tell me one thing at campaign time, election time, but now when it matters, when the rubber meets the road, you can't do it now? Really? Really? That's what it's come to? People hate that. So let's get away from that. Let's do what we said.
I hear you. Let's hope they like you for what you end up doing to health care, and I hope it makes the whole situation better. I appreciate talking to you.
They're going to like it.
I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll continue to talk about it. Representative Jim Jordan is a Republican congressman and one of the founders of the House Freedom Caucus, joining me from Capitol Hill.